Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. We are like 3 weeks away now from the governor's race. There's still so much to talk about and so many things to figure out before we head to the polls in November. So we want to welcome in Ryland Barton, who does a fantastic job covering everything about this race and just state government in general. So Ryland, thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot, man.
First of all, I want to ask you, yesterday, Matt Bevin, I saw a tweet you sent out that Matt Bevin said the best thing that Andy Beshear has got going for him is that he's not me. And I thought, well, that's like the most self-aware thing that I've ever heard Matt Bevin say, and it rings true.
I mean, this is something that he's brought up quite a few times on the campaign trail at different events. And it's one of his talking points. And what he's saying is that Attorney General Andy Beshear is not running on a cohesive set of policy principles. He's just running on the fact that Governor Bevin has this low approval rating, and that Andy Beshear is just basically running against him as a foil. I think that the governor probably doesn't think of it in such a I guess kind of stark. I mean, he likes to contrast himself so starkly with Attorney General Beshear, but I don't know. I was certainly seeing on Twitter that a lot of people who are not supportive of Bevin who go, yeah, that's why I don't support you.
Yeah, that's part of it. I do think that there are some Republicans or people that are undecided who don't necessarily like Matt Bevin, but haven't seen what they needed to see from Andy Beshear. Is that the sense that you're getting out there? I feel like this is a tight race, but Beshear needs to, I feel like, do something to push him over the hump.
I think that what the context of this race that we're in right now is that Kentucky is a state that has been trending Republican, for the last recent decades. It's voting, it's more conservative on a lot of issues, and a lot of that comes down to big federal issues, which are things that Governor Bevin has been really clinging to in his campaign, social issues and abortion, immigration, and yeah, Andy Beshear he's been trying to kind of rally around this, the education issue and Governor Bevin's unpopularity with teachers and just kind of, I don't know, just some of the gaffes that the governor has had over the past few years. We'll see how well that will take him into Election Day. We do have, I think, 3 more debates now, and it'll be a really interesting race to watch, just see the results of for all of us political watchers, just to know a little bit more about where Kentucky stands these days.
Well, you mentioned, a national perspective on this race. Sarah Huckabee Sanders was in stumping for Governor Bevin yesterday. President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence both expected to be in the bluegrass before Election Day. How important is that for Matt Bevin, and what can Andy Beshear do to kind of counteract that?
I think it's really important for Governor Bevin, and he realizes that. And the thing is he does have a lot of friends in high places, and he's going to bring them in to try and help sell his point going up to Election Day. That Trump rally, by the way, is scheduled for the night before Election Day, which that's what all of the headlines are going to be reading when people are going to the polls on that day. I think that Andy Beshear's goal is to keep things focused on the state. Whether it's the governor's insistence on talking about sanctuary cities. Kentucky doesn't have any sanctuary cities, and yet the governor's really tried to make this a point. Or the abortion issue. This is this big wedge issue that's something that has gotten a lot of conservative Democrats to vote for Republicans in recent years, and it's something that Attorney General Beshear certainly doesn't talk a whole lot about on the campaign trail, although he does have statements out there just saying that he's in favor of a woman's right to choose and that he supports Roe v. Wade.
All right, Ryland Barton, it's going to be an interesting 3 weeks leading up to that election, November 5th. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, more Hey Kentucky coming up right after this.